From the UK to the US to Canada, this is what the culture has been talking about. This is the Tiye Noelle Show. Welcome back, everybody. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Tiye Noelle Show. We are on episode 30. We've been doing this consecutively for 30 weeks. Round of applause, okay? This is the most consistent thing I have done in many, many years, okay? Very proud of me. Very, very proud. Anyway, yeah, guys, I hope your weekend was good. We have a lot to talk about. And yeah, let's get into hot topics. Let's go. Well, okay, well, first of all, I want to talk about Verzuz because I thoroughly enjoyed this Verzuz. This was the Verzuz that I have been looking for ages. Like, we didn't get that with Mario, we didn't get that with Tyrese and Tank because of Tyrese and his turtleneck. But we got it this time with Joe and Donell Jones. I will say, and if anyone was listening, Donell Jones didn't give what I wanted him to give. He didn't preserve his voice. And I think it's really important for these artists these legacy artists or these like throwback artists, that when you're coming onto Verzuz, I need you to take it like a tour. Like, I need you to make your sets like tours. It's not just throwing in some music, singing in the kitchen, singing in the backyard barbecue with your friends and family in the community gatherings. Like, this is the main stage. This is gonna, make or break whether or not you're gonna be booked next month. You know what I mean? Like, that's the level of how serious Verzuz is. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people watch it, and I don't feel like Donell Jones was up to par. Let's just say the word. He wasn't up to par. It sounded like Swiss Beats and Timbaland tapped Donell Jones last week and said, "We're gonna need you on stage, boo." And he rolled out of bed, threw his little suit on and little hat, and came to stage. It didn't seem like there was enough performance prep. I don't feel like him and his team even did good arrangements like that in comparison to what we're talking about. Even a Tyrese and a Tank, like, even compared to that production value, I don't feel like it gave that on his side. Joe, on the other hand, honey, ate fuck down. First of all, can I just say, it started off with Estelle. Few people were like, "Oh, Estelle's gone to the States to no longer sing and to just be hosting things." Yes, maybe she is, and she's making money off it, I'm sure. She did great. I really enjoyed it because I didn't like the Asian girl and all the other people that was there doing the intro for the last one. It wasn't great. So to have Estelle, perfect. She was great. One thing I will continue to say is, get these people off their goddamn phones. I don't need Estelle reading from an iPhone. I don't know if it's because it's Apple Music, so Apple iPhone, and its placement, and it's part of the zhuzh, but I'm gonna need you to get a teleprompter behind the camera, and I need Estelle to be standing there reading the teleprompter. I don't need nobody reading from the cards. Well, maybe some cards, but just not a phone. Even if she had some cards in front of her, even if she had an iPad, it would give more official than her reading off some little phone, looking like she's reading from someone's notes. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Either way, she was great. Donell came on. He looks great. Joe came on with a stick. He tripped. Embarrassing. The red suit was giving grandpapa. Donell Jones won one thing that night, and it was that his outfit was better. Other than that, he was annihilated and washed by Joe. Joe did look like someone's granddaddy, but his vocals were impeccable. I don't think we've had anyone sing on that stage as good as Joe sang on that stage. There was not one moment when I was like, "Oh, Joe, honey," but there was many moments when I was like, "Oh, Donell, honey, like, why are you doing that?" Like, there were so many songs that were like our favorite songs with Donell Jones that every time he come on, it was almost like he just ruined it for himself. Do you know what I mean? Kind of just made me not like the songs as much. He didn't play the full version of What's Up with Lisa Mafia, not Lisa Mafia. God, Lisa Left Eye Lopez. I said Lisa Mafia, like this is so solid. But yeah, so he didn't play the full version with Lisa's verse in it, and I think he should have done that. I think it would have won over the crowd. He had 702 Count on, and they sounded terrible. He also had, what song was it that he went so to sing, but they couldn't come and sing it? I don't remember, but then he had a background singer sing it, and he sounded a mess too. No one on Donell Jones' side could sing that day. Everyone needed a halls and a ginger tea. Everyone was hoarse. Everyone was croaky. It just didn't sound cohesive. I don't even like how they did the arrangement for most of his songs. He also didn't sing the full songs enough. I'm assuming because he couldn't keep up, which was a shame. So yeah, Joe on the other hand, absolutely magnifique, phenomenal. This was, I was singing, I was dancing, I had my little vodka mix, like absolutely fantastic. I want to see Joe. Like that made me want to see Joe, and that did not make me want to see Donell. And that's the point of what I was saying at the beginning. Donell Jones has to go and do some vocal training. He needs to do a tiny desk for redemption, and then he needs to go back on tour. But we need to be able to see that he sang live. I will say that my friend messaged me and said that she saw him last year. He didn't sound like that. He sounded really good. So she was confused. I just think maybe he's just not on tour right now. Joe sounded like he came off the tour bus yesterday after doing his thing. I did his full tour production, then got off the stage to go back on tour. I feel like that was the problem. Joe sounded like he was already warmed up. He was very comfortable with the songs. He brought out 50 Cent and G Unit and did oh damn, what's the song? But also Big Rich Town. Just killed it, killed it, killed it, killed it, killed it. There was a few things that when 50 Cent tried to come and start throwing shade, we was like, we don't want to go in this, get off the stage. I love that Joe was like, thank you for coming, everybody. Like, shout out to Donell. I love that song, like really encouraging Donell because he knew he won anyway. There was no need to rub salt in the wound. There was no need to down on that man because he knew as a grown ass man. Tyrese, take notes. Even slightly, Tax, take notes. Pleasure P, take notes that if you're already in a position where you're doing well, you do not need to talk down on the other person. You could just let the music speak for itself. And Joe gave grown ass man. I also like the fact that every time Joe sang, even Darnell's side was singing. But when Darnell was singing, Joe's side, that lady kept it cute, honey. She was like, I'm not gonna sing for nobody but my man. And I loved it all. Loved it all. Tens across the board. I think this was the best verses that I've heard in a long time. I thoroughly, 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 thoroughly enjoyed it. Afterwards. And it was so funny though. Ken said that he when we was like watching it, he was saying that how Donell Jones' voice is not really that much of like he's not a singer. Anyway, he kind of does have like a mumbling rappy singy voice. So I was like listening back to his songs and I was like, okay, fair, he doesn't have like a belting voice. Sometimes it did feel like it was hard to hear him speak or sing, but it was just the fact that he wasn't clear. He it was still croaky. And as he was getting on, he was getting better, which made me feel like he was warming up. But my concern is, why was you not warmed up before then? Do you know what I mean? Like you can't be 16 songs and by song 10 is now when we're starting to hear vocals. Darnell. It should have been at the beginning. So yeah, I don't know if he just didn't warm up. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But all I know is Darnell, we didn't like it. That's what I do know. We didn't like it all. Who do you want to see next for the verses? I don't know, but I'm really enjoying these grown R&B ones. I know when they did the little sit down ones when it wasn't like a full performance. I know Music Soul Child did one already, but that would be nice. If he did it like a performance one. I'm just trying to think of like who sings good because I want it to be like this is a performance, like this is good singing, and I need someone who can sing down. Like Joe was phenomenal. Joe was phenomenal, and now I want to go see Joe. If Darnell's on the ballot, I'm not going to see it. But if Joe's there, I would want to see it. Do you know what I mean? Okay, next. So Serayah and Joey Badass are no longer together, and I am sad about it. I really am sad about it. I think there's just this thing about having these beautiful black couples in Hollywood or in the music industry doing well for themselves and speaking so highly about their partnerships, and they're also young. To me, they were like little baby Rihanna and ASAP. Like, I just found them so cute. Like, I love Joey, and I just think she's just so sweet. She's a great actress, and I thought that they were going to be home run like Endgame, and to find out that he is constantly and consistently has been cheating on her for the majority of their relationship is disappointing. It's so disappointing. I will say, I remember when he was on Lip Service with Angela Yee, and he was talking about the fact that he is not a monogamous man, and he had multiple girlfriends at the time and all that kind of stuff. I just assumed, you don't have the right person, so it is what it is. But now that you found this person who you want to spend the rest of your life with, this is when you will, be the man that you need to be, exercise your sexual discipline and your control, since you're a leader and everything, and do right for yourself, your girl, and your family. Do you know what I mean? And it just really is just so disappointing that he can promise her that he wants these things, and continue to mess her around to the point that she then has a baby. Because of what it sounds like when she did this post was that this is something that has been consistently going on in their relationship. She has forgiven him. He has argued down that this is exactly what he wanted. And then, they have this baby, they get engaged, she falls in love, she thinks this is the end game, and he disappoints her time and time again after this is something that you said you wanted. And that is the disappointing thing. There are many women out here in this industry that are happy to be in a polyamorous relationship. Look at Nia and his 3 girlfriends. Why pick the girl that doesn't want it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to live that lifestyle and you're open to living that lifestyle, do that and live that lifestyle. But why pick the girl that doesn't want that lifestyle? She didn't want that lifestyle. When she was with Jacob Latmore, she left that man because he didn't want to get married, he didn't want to have kids, and he was wasting her time. So she was with you because you made it seem like, and I don't think she's one pick me girl, or she's a girl that's going to stay somewhere that she's not wanted or not been told that that's what she wanted was going to be achieved and given to her. That doesn't seem like her. It don't give pick me, stay for the sake of staying kind of bitch. Obviously, look, do you know what I mean? But you said you knew what she was about, you knew what she stood for, you knew what she wanted, and you said you was going to give it to her, and then you turn around and continue to move the same snaky ass, unloyal ass nigga ways. And it's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. And I'm sick of men acting like this is just normal shit. It's not normal shit. You're a weak ass man if you don't have no sexual discipline. If you don't have sexual discipline and you don't know how to be honest, you're disloyal. You're disloyal. And you're an ain't shit, basically. So I don't care how successful he is, how gorgeous he is, and how much we used to like him. He's fake, he's phony, and she let him be known. Because you're on here on these podcasts and all these interviews talking so highly, want to sound like you're some family man, and like you're trying to be like the Russells and the Rockies of the world. You ain't that. You ain't that. You're out here disrespecting her. You're out here cheating on her, and like talking about your relationship with other bitches. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done. Anyway, she put out this full ass statement. I'm not even gonna read it. But basically, what she's just basically saying is she couldn't just end it with him and walk away from it and just like, leave the statement, because he's highly disrespectful. It's one thing if you're just cheating on me and you know what, we're just going to part ways and keep it pushing, and then we're just going to say like it's done. But the fact that you go outside and want to act like you are some, emperor, just out here coaching the niggas about being an upstanding man and a family man and a black man, and you're black man and you proud and this black family and all this shit, but you're out here doing all of this shit. No, I'm not gonna save face and make you walk around as if you're this guy when you're not. She had to let it known, and I rate her for it. I don't care if anyone feels bad about it. I don't care if anyone feels that she should have been online and run her mouth about it. Yeah, because I'm not gonna uphold this phony persona of who you try to act like you are, because you're fake as fuck. Like, he's fake as fuck. And then also for her to be able to post videos on recordings of him talking to some other girl, and the other girls were like, oh yeah, she's going through it right now, it's a lot for her to like lose and stuff, but like she's taking it out on you. Who else is she gonna take it out on, boo? Like, who else is she gonna take it out on? The reason why she's in the situation that she's in is based on this man. So yeah, she's gonna be taking it out on him. Who else is she gonna take it out on? And this is the pick me shit that I'm talking about. As women, Men are men and they are absolutely disgusting, and we should hold them at some sort of level of regard, because at the end of the day, he is the one that made the commitment to her. So yeah, he is foul, but at the same time, ain't no one can tell me that no one knew that they were in that relationship. Everyone knew that they were in that relationship. So if you are one of the girls that want to lay down with him, you are absolutely disgusting, and I swear I hope not no good will come to you. If you're a home wrecking ass bitch and you know it, no good will come to you. I hope your pillow is hot. I hope your money run low. I hope your hair falls out every time you step on the boulevard. Like, you are a dirty bitch. Like, you are a dirty bitch. You see that woman out there working hard, having babies with this man, posing with this man, and you're still here having sex with him. Why? Because a piece of Joey is better than having nobody or having someone of your own. I almost feel like you want to pick this man just for the fact that he is sleeping with her, because you get a little pride out of it. Dirty ass bitches. Dirty ass bitches. Like, I want to be consoling him as if, like, oh, it's okay. Like, as if he's not in the wrong. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish her the best. Her friends, shout out to her friends. I'm assuming she's moved out now. She's in what looks like a little hotel room. Her friends bought her flowers, bought her a cake saying, fuck that nigga, or fuck that Asian nigga, or something like that. Shout out to her friends, because that's what the point is. That's real sisterhood. Whoever that hoe is on her knees sucking him off, that ain't a bitch. That ain't a real ass bitch. That ain't no woman. Like, that ain't no real sister, because any woman that will do something and knowing that they're gonna cause pain into another woman's life just for the frills of it, both ways. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to her girls that got her down and supported her. I'm really disappointed in terms of, even when you are this type of woman, and this is what I'm saying about these men. I don't even want to make it a black thing. I really don't want to make it a black thing, because I'm sick of talking down on black men, because I know some incredible black men. But this is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, you lot don't do yourselves no favors. You don't want to talk about how women act and how we carry ourselves in the world, and like, as black women, you can't have your hair done, shaking her ass. Look at Megan Thee Stallion, she's a whore. She expects a man to be loyal to her, and da 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 da. Mate, Serayah's out here doing movies. Grace, Ruth and Boaz. She's bad with the Christians. She's covered up. She's respectful. She don't come out on here looking crazy. She ain't shaking her ass on Instagram. She's a very respectful, tasteful, sweet girl, and she still has niggas out here doing her wrong. So which one is it? Which one is it? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Shaking ass, they're gonna treat you like shit. They're gonna call you a whore. You still don't deserve a good man. You're out here doing right, being sweet, doing all the things. You still don't deserve a good man. This man's still gonna cheat on you and leave you with the baby. Still. Leave you with the baby still. Fuck Joey. Fuck Joey. And fuck that bitch and all the other bitches that he ever cheated on her with. Fuck you all. Because you all knew it. So you're all raggedy. And anyone who is his friends, look how disloyal he was to the woman that he laid down with. I don't understand how you can be friends with someone like that. How can you be friends with someone like that? That is so disloyal. Anyway, next. Um, Dwyane Wade is fine. Dwyane Wade cut off his beard, and he might be the only man in history that looks better without a full beard. I never really looked at Dwyane Wade like that. Never thought that he was that cute. He's a handsome, like, I guess he's a handsome black man. Never was ugly, of course. Like, Gabrielle, like, shout out to you. But he cut his hair and he's giving 90s fucking fine. He's fine as fuck. His little he's so nice. He's got a beautiful jawline. His skin looks really good and healthy, because sometimes when everyone shaves off them beards, it's like it's giving too patchy, it's giving bumpy, it's giving ill. Beautiful face, beautiful face. I think this is an upgrade. He looks younger. If you told me that he was 35, 37, I believe it was 37, I thought he looked real nice, real good. I had to refresh my page a couple times looking at Dwyane Wade. Sorry, Gabrielle. That's your man, honey. Shout out to you. I know she felt good, honey. He must have walked through the door. She was like, look at my new husband. Probably felt like role play. Like, shout out to Gabrielle, girl. I know you. I know she enjoyed that first night when he came. I was very surprised. I didn't know that he had a face under all of that. Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Good look. Good look. Next, another story is, and this to me, because y'all know how I feel about Wendy girl. Wendy Williams, apparently there is a new documentary coming out about Wendy Williams. It'll be a 3-part documentary, and Suzanne, who is the executive producer of the Wendy Williams show, you know, the lady that was behind the camera all the time talking to Wendy, who seemed to be like her right hand man, is executive producing this documentary. Apparently, Wendy is blindsided, never knew about anything about this documentary of Peacock. It has no involvement, and you know, sources say, the people that spoke to Lauren Rosa said that they're utterly disgusted that Wendy has no involvement, knows nothing about this, and that Suzanne would be even doing it. Obviously, there's an uproar being like, oh my god, how could Suzanne ever do this? But at the same time, we don't know what this documentary will entail. It's apparently meant to be about her rise as a TV host, you know, the legacy of it all and the downfall of, you know, how it ended and stuff like that. And, you know, we don't know Suzanne. We don't know what, you know, she is capable of doing, you know, but from the relationship, you I mean, she's technically co-workers, so who's to say that, you know, she could do something shady and stuff, but I just don't see it. I don't know if I'm just being optimistic. I think it's really important that when documentaries like this happen, there is someone involved that normally has the best interest of that person's, like that person. I can't see Suzanne doing something detrimental or putting something that's so detrimental about Wendy in the documentary. Personally, I don't know that lady though, so who's to even know? But I think that because she was on the inside, there might be a level of integrity and less of a hit piece than if it was a bunch of other people that had no involvement of the Wendy show whatsoever. So I'm gonna give her some grace until we know what the documentary is, and hope that it's not going to be, you know, some hit piece against Wendy, which again, I can't really see why it would be. Maybe her husband child, but I can't see it be about Wendy. But yeah, it's apparently meant to be coming out sometime next year. Wendy has no involvement. Wendy apparently does not talk to Suzanne. However, Wendy also doesn't talk to, you know, Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club and all of those people that were trying to like get her some supports before, when all of this stuff started to happen last year or a few years ago. So, you know, I think it seems like based on her circumstances and her situation, she can kind of like fall in and out of relationships with people. So, you know, who's to say if that's where their situation stands, and it's not just like they've just, you know, faded off, not that there's actually something significant as to reason why her and Suzanne are not cool right now. And I don't want to jump to conclusions to assume that Suzanne, with the years that they've worked together, you know, how close their relationships seem to have been, you know, when they were working together, that she would do something maliciously and with malice. I think there probably is going to be integrity there, and there might be things in there that Wendy might not want, but I still feel, and I'm still hoping that with Suzanne being involved means that it's more of accurate and not some over sensationalized thing that's a hit piece against Wendy. I think that her being involved hopefully should be a good thing and not a bad thing, you know? So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but it's a shame. What's next? The game. The game. Apparently, the game put out a good album, and I need to go listen to it because I'm not gonna lie, I am a fan of the game's music. The game outside of music, the game when it comes to his music, he's never not been good. He's never not been good. So the game's dropped a new album, and as he's going out and promoting this, like his album, he's talking about how he has no connection with Black Sam, Nipsey's brother, and how Black Sam's been airing him and Kendrick's been airing him, and he didn't want to be in the album, and like, you know, this meant to be like LA love and all this unity, and it's fake and all of this stuff. Like, I'm sorry, but just because we're from the same city does not mean that we're gonna get along. That's one. Two, you're a bit erratic. like like you're a bit erratic, and some people don't want to stand around erratic people. Like, there's something about the game that just seems on edge to me, like, all the time. And you're the type of person, like, it gives Kanye, I'll get close to you and then you turn around and do some wild ass shit. I also think people forgot that his manager is Whack 100, the one that manages Blueface. Again, another messy queen. Wack is a messy queen, and he had shit to talk about. Wax chatted shit about Nipsey a few years ago, like when I think it was when Nipsey was alive. I'm sure it was. And why the fuck would Black Sam want to be cool with you when you're still with Wack? When Wack was chatting shit about his brother, his dead brother, his late brother, and that. Like, let's be real. Ain't nobody got time to be fucking with you just because you're who you are, absolutely. But at the same time, you're in line with people that I don't really fuck with. And you're right. Nah, sorry. And I must saw a comment where someone was like, listen, um, Kendrick's first album was basically his whole family, even voice notes talking about how they can't get hold of him. This man goes into a cave, nobody knows about it, knows where he is, nobody fucks with him, or he don't really fuck with no one, or sees people until his album time or when he's outside his main circle, and you are not in the main circle. Like, I just think there's a level of entitlement. Like, is Game him? Yeah, he is him, I guess, in that industry, in that city. Like, he is that guy. But when you move like that, it kind of just takes away from your aura, from your energy, from your like your caliber. Like, I think that by you being shady like this, throwing shade, I think he also did, like, he did a song with Drake. Like, I don't, like, what was you expecting? Like, you did the song with Drake because on that Cali sounding beat, like, throwing shots at Kendrick. Like, what was you expecting? And I get it, maybe because he's been airing you all this time, you might have wanted him the album, he aired you, so then you went and linked up with Drake, and you think that's gonna work. It sounds like you're a traitor. Treacherous traitor. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if they weren't really fucking with you like that for real, especially now, like, it's never gonna happen. I just don't understand why people just can't do things with grace. Do you know what I mean? If you feel some type of way, send some messages through some people that you might know. Do you know what I mean? Hold it down after this album. Put a few lines in the album saying, like, you love him, you know, we need to bring the unity of the city back, like, all of that kind of stuff. If you have a feeling that maybe, so people are saying that the reason why Black Sam don't fuck with you is because of Whack, and you want to have a relationship with him, then maybe you need to go out and have that relationship with him separately and put a few messages out and stuff. Maybe that's what you did and you got air. But if that's the case, then go about your day and move differently. Like, move like a man, like, move with integrity. Like, I don't understand this whole catty back and forth stuff that's been going on recently in the industry, and I don't really like the game moving like this. Also, when he did his verses and he drank that big ass bottle of Don Julio and just, like, looked like such a mess, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Anyway, one thing we can't say is that the game is not a terrible father. The game is a terrible father. The game is a phenomenal father. Little sweet baby Callie, who is now 16 years old. Can you imagine that little baby is 16? We are all getting old. Anyway, she just turned 16. He did a sweet 16, got her a car. She is literally spin image. At this point, what's her name again? Tracy? Whatever the baby mum is. Girl, you was even there, girl. You was just a vessel. That is his twin, and he loves that little girl down. So one thing we can say about Game, it's about three things. One, for a fact, he is a phenomenal rapper. Two, he is an amazing dad. And three, he used to be fun. I don't know about now. But we can also say is he needs to stop being so erratic. Otherwise, we would literally love him. Next. This story pissed me right off. There's a streamer called Nitro Camden. He is a little baby streamer. He is 17 years old. And on his stream, he was gifted, I think, like 15,000 subscribers because one really big influencer or streamer was leaving. And when you leave your stream, you can basically gift your viewership to somebody else. And he gifted him his viewership, right? So when that happened, he screams like, "Oh my god!" Like all these people just coming out of a scream. Like he's used to getting like probably like 100 couple streams. People now he's got 15,000 plus people in there. He's freaking out. He's screaming. This is after his mom has been telling him to get off the stream and go lie down. This boy is 17, 18 years old. Now I don't know. Maybe when I'm older and I have kids and my kids that age, I'ma still keep telling my 17 and 18-year-old child to lay down. But I don't understand why I'm telling this grown ass boy to lay down. Not just get off the stream, but she wanted him to lay down. So she's shouting at him saying, "Lay down, lay down, lay down," to the point that she then comes in and starts beating him on the street. And when I tell you beating him, I'm saying closed fist, dragging him, trying to grab him out the set. She even bit his cheek. Even bit his cheek. That poor baby. So obviously he's trying to negotiate, like trying to tell her what's going on. She's like, "You need to be in school. You're supposed to be going to school, and you're up here playing these video games. You're not going to be some grown-ass man being a bum in my house just playing video games." Now I get it, mama. I get it, mama. Because back in the day, we do just think of these like waste men boys that literally don't want to get a job. They're just in your house playing video games and all this kind of stuff. But I will say this is a completely different time. You want him to go to school because you want him to go to college. You want him to be successful in life. Absolutely. And I get that that's the lane that you think you want him to go in. But people are leaving university with degrees and they ain't getting no jobs and they can't pay back their student loans. There are people becoming streamers and being absolutely successful and making probably double, triple what you're making in a month that you make in a year. Do you know what I mean? So like you're not supporting your son in the way that he needs to be supported. Should he be following the rules? Absolutely. But to the point that you're here putting hands on him, biting him, punching him, pulling him down, telling him that he needs to be in bed and he needs to lay down at 18 years old, I don't really get it. I don't really get it. I don't really stand on it because if that was my son, you can stay up on this thing at 17, 18 if you want to. But come 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever time you need to be up for school, you gonna be up. Otherwise, I'm gonna be Tiana with that fucking pan beating up. You ain't get no sleep today. You ain't get no sleep. Like I would be slamming on some pots, making sure that you're up to go to school as a parent should. And he will learn that he is tired all the time, so he needs to get some more rest. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's ways about it, but putting hands on your baby and biting him ain't it. She seems absolutely weird, potentially jealous of her son. I don't know, but she was saying that he needs to go. She wants to kick him out. Then she said, "If you're gonna be like this, then I'm gonna give you 2 weeks, and I'm gonna get you out the house." He ended up leaving the house and moving in with his friend. Shout out to the friend and shout out to the friend's mum who was able to take him and give him shelter. Obviously, that clip went viral because there was about 17,000 people up in here. Do you see what I'm saying? So obviously everyone is screen grabbing it and it's all over TikTok. It's all over the internet being like, what the fuck is wrong with this woman? Because what the fuck is wrong with this woman? Who does that to their kid? Anyway, it comes after the fact. All of the streamers that I absolutely adore and love then obviously reach out to him and try and make this situation into a positive one. So obviously he's there with his friend Agent, who is my favorite person from AMP. That's just me. Agent offered him a brand deal, poured some love into him. I think Neon gifted him like a station, like all of the setup that he needs and all that kind of stuff. Agent's hoping that the brand deal would be able to give him money so that he'll be able to move out on his own, because he is going to be 18. He will be old enough to rent somewhere by himself. So like, you know, not only are you now going to get the views because people know who you are, but you're also going to get brand deals, and that's really what takes you up, right? So there's that. Then he also met iShowSpeed, and if you don't know, iShowSpeed had kind of this similar story where his mum kicked him out because, you know, he was focusing on stream and not on school. I will say that there were rumors, not even rumors, he was setting fireworks up in that lady's house. Now I'm not gonna lie, if my son was setting up fireworks up in my house, I might have to kick him out too. But that's not the story that everyone talks about. Everyone talks about how horrible the mum was and stuff like that. I don't think she was beating on him like this guy, but she wasn't supportive of the stream. And that was obviously that was years ago when it wasn't what it is now. So I kind of give iShowSpeed's mum more grace than I give this lady, because she wasn't beating on him from what I know. And also streaming back then, we didn't know it was going to be like a money generating thing the way that it is now. But look at iShowSpeed. So when iShowSpeed ran into him, he gave him nothing but love and praise. The boy broke down crying. crying because it was really just being like, I can't believe that all of this is happening. I'm sure he still loves his mum, but the fact that this has had to be off the back of being treated badly by his mum, nothing but God, nothing but God. So all these people are pouring into him. He's doing really successful. He's doing really well. I hope he's gonna be very successful. I love that he's still riding with his friend. His friend is there. They're hugging each other. He's crying. He's being vulnerable. A good representation of what a black man or a young man is supposed to be. He didn't put hands on his mom. He could like, because I mean she was big, but he big, like he could, do something, but he didn't. He was respectful, even the way that he was talking to her, like absolutely give stand up boy. And I love that all of these men, particularly these black streamers, are pouring into him to make sure that he is taken care of and that he will do well for himself. So shout out to him. I hope he works really, really hard, like put the pedal to the metal. Should be your focus right now, and maximize this experience and this opportunity. So yeah. Nitro Camden, everyone, if you're on Twitch or any of those things, go follow him. Even on TikTok, like just go follow him just to give him a little bit of like, get some numbers up. Like shout out to him. Lil Durk. Shit. Lil Durk's case has started. Lil Durk has been sitting in prison for 55 days, 55 nights, child. While they gather this evidence, he was not allowed to be on bail because he was a flight risk. Like they had to go pick when they went to go get him. He was on the tarmac, about to go fly off to God knows where, trying to run away from the police. So he was a flight risk. He had to sit down in that jail all that time. Crazy work. Anyway, the case has started and it's not looking good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not looking good. Anyway, he is facing conspiracy, stalking, and resulting of a death, murder for hire resulting in a death. He pleads not guilty. The prosecutors are basically saying that he orchestrated the targeting of the rapper Quando Rondo, basically as a retaliation for the killing of Ken Von. While he was going after Quando Rondo, he actually, well, not he, but allegedly the people that he sent to go after Quando Rondo, they didn't get him, but they got Quando's cousin and he died. So yeah, there is a lot of evidence that's basically saying that it was Lil Durk who was the one orchestrating it and financing this to happen. They have a bunch of informers, bare rats, guys, bare niggas snitching, and that's why I feel like, not being funny, Durk, I would love to come home, baby, but I don't think you're coming home, girl. I don't think you're coming home. Like, I would love you to come home for India, girl, and the babies and all the kids and all the stuff, but I don't think you're coming home. I don't, because all these people are snitching on him. One guy has already pled guilty to being involved and being one of the key shooters. He is on camera, being one of the guys running through the mall when he shot the guy, and he's also the one that was the car that they rented that wasn't in Durk's name but came from the accounts that Lil Durk's money is in, from like the record label company name. That was then, there was tracker because it's a hired car, so it has a tracker in it. Again, these criminals not smart. Anyway, tracker, went to the house that Lil Durk was at when he was renting it. I'm sorry, but that was dumb as fuck. If you're gonna be sending anyone to go do anything, nigga, don't be in the country, don't be in the city that they're in. Tell them from afar. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, tell them from afar, send a pigeon, send a letter. But what you don't do ever is send anything on text, calls, be there in person. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me that after the shooting, that car went from the crime scene to where you were staying. And then you want to turn around and say like you don't want involved. Absolutely crazy. So this person who pled guilty is basically saying that, I think he was also like an assistant to Lil Durk, but he's also someone's, I think it was he's Von's, like, his name's Vonnie. I think he's Von's cousin, and he was also assistant of Durk. He's the one that's basically flipping and basically saying that Durk is the one that told him to do all of this. Durk's been financing all of this. And what Durk's defense is basically saying is, no, he was doing this as a revenge for his brother, for his cousin on his own back. This got nothing to do with Durk. Like, these people have been moving. These are his friends. These are people that he's entangled with because of his relationships with them. They grew up together, all this kind of stuff. But this is a revenge that he had on his own. It's got nothing to do with me. And that's basically what their defense is. They're not saying that he didn't do it. People are saying that's him snitching, trying to blame it on Vonnie, but Vonnie's already pled guilty on it. So he's already said he's doing it. He's just saying that now he's snitching on Durk, saying that Durk is the one that made him do it. But Durk's basically saying, well, he already said he's done it, but he's trying to now pull me into it to either get less sentence or whatever it is. But it doesn't work like that. That's what Durk's case is. At the end of the day, for including conspiracy, that's life. Stalking resulting in death, that's life. And murder for hire resulting in death, that's life. So even if they don't, I think it's like 6 cases or six things that they're trying to get him on. Even if they only get him on one of them things, he's still life. So I'm not gonna lie to you, Durk, baby, it don't look like you're coming home. It don't look like you're coming home at all. Sorry, Durk. Sorry to that man. Like, honestly, sorry to that man. It's very, very sad. But then I also have to remember, all these people are killers. So what's there to be sad about? Like, if you killed this person, or if you was involved in killing this person, and it seems like you've been involved in killing other people, let's be real. Look at Von. Von killed all these people. These people came and killed Von. Now they're gonna go retaliate for killing Von. Everybody killing everybody. At this point, all y'all go to jail. Because all you lot did bad. Like, we like your music. I want you outside for India and the babies, but at the same time, you was involved, or the reasons why potentially other people ain't got their dads, ain't got their boyfriends, ain't got their sons in this world. So why, because you can sing a little tune, should we care more about you being out of jail? Do you know what I mean? Like, conflicted, like very conflicted. Do I like Durk's music? Yeah. Do I love him and India together and like what they look like? Absolutely. But at the same time, once you leave that's why you gotta leave these people at home, baby. Once you leave these people at home. Move out, move down to Miami. Don't go back to Chicago. Move out this place. I don't know if you want to just prove that you're still part of the hood so bad that you allow these people to drag you back down. You had every fucking thing. You had the money, you had the girl, you had the kid, you had the crib, you had the success. You did not need to end up in jail. Look at G Herbo. Thank you, Jesus. That boy's got sense. Now he's there with Tiana, cute family, living that best life, you know? But it's too late. Durk going to jail for life, it seems like. Anyway, that's really it for the US. I was going to say, oh, also, actually, no, forget about it. That's it for the US. Let's go to the UK real quick so we can be done here. MeghanMarkle, they're coming after Meghan again. Listen, I'm sick of the UK press, the white people, everyone that seems to be these royalist loving dick sucking riders. Like, I love the royals next to I love the royals just as much as most next person. Not so much now, but I won't lie, I'm a fan of Charles. I know people don't like Charles, but I like Charles. I'm sorry, I don't really care. I get you love love Diana. I love Diana too. It's good for her, everything. But then he didn't want to marry that girl. He knew who he loved, and he's with who he loved from the beginning. It wasn't his fault that lady that he was with, his mother, forced him to marry this girl instead of the girl that he wanted to actually marry. If they would have let him be, he would have been with who he is now. That lady would have been dead. Them kids would have been by her, and everything would have been copacetic. Okay, so for that, and for all of the stuff that the Prince's Trust has done for the black community in the UK, I am a fan of Charles. Okay? However, I will say the UK press and all of these people just don't give my sis a break. So Meghan Markle, who, mind you, can I just say, is an actress. Check her out on Suits. Was an actress before she ever met that man, got married to that man, all of that racist shit happened, fleed the UK, went back to the States, her man came with her. Yeah, real nigga. Okay, I'm gonna let go of all my family, all them royal jewels and all that security and all that money from taxpayers, yeah, and I'm gonna create a new lane for my own family in the States, live my best life. Yes, that's what he's doing, and he's enjoying it, and he's happy. Okay, so news broke out that they're returning to the UK for whatever reason, that they're returning to the UK, I guess to visit the family and all that kind of stuff. Uproar was happening, everyone's in the news. People are saying like, oh, I thought you said you wanted to leave. Why are you coming back if you said you wanted to leave? Because he wants to leave the monarchy, but at the end of the day, this still his daddy. Like, this still his family. This is where his family's from. Like, he don't want to have no duties. He don't want to be part of the Prince and Trust and the people's like whole brigade of it all, but he still wants to go and still have a relationship with his family. So why would he not come back? Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so obviously then they have to reignite all of this heat of how much they hate Meghan, how much she's ruined the royal family and taken the family away from each other and blah 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 blah. Mind you, he was still number two, so he was never gonna be number one. They're making it seem like he left the throne, or like, do you know what I mean? Like he was never gonna be on the throne. Like he was never gonna be on the throne anyway, but they're making it seem as if he was supposed to be on the throne and this witch came and has took him from the throne and now we're gonna be with our king. He was never number one. So he was free to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Then she black, mixed race, it's a problem, you know? Anyway, so they're chatting shit about her. She was offered a role in what was the freaking movie called? But she in the show called, but she was offered a role in a Netflix show that she wanted to take, and everyone has gone crazy. I thought you guys wanted to lay low. I thought you guys didn't want the spotlight. Oh my god, why is she still trying to act? Da, 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 da. Should she not work for her money? She worked hard for her money. Like you lot said you don't want her to be a princess. You lot said that she was a terrible princess. So she left. She don't want no money from you. You lot said that the taxpayers of the UK shouldn't be giving them no money. They ain't giving them no money. She did her show. You know, we're chatting shit about her show. She did her podcast. You were chatting shit about the podcast. Now she's on this. You're chatting shit about that. So what's she meant to do? Be on welfare? She needs to make money. She needs to make money, and she was an actress before. So let her fucking be. Like, why are these people always coming after this girl? It makes no sense. Backlash for what? Becoming an actress, like continuing being an actress. The same thing she was doing before she met Prince Harry. You guys are mad about that. Then you're smart always because she didn't want to be in the limelight. No, she didn't want to be in the limelight in the UK with your UK media and how you lot talk about it. She doesn't want to be. They don't want to be a princess. They want to be princes. They don't want to have prince duties. They never said that they were going to be in a hole and go live underground and never to be seen ever again. Where they say that was what they want to do. They never said that was what they wanted to do. These people make me sick. Anyway, next. Rapper DiggaD. I love DiggaD. He's so funny. He's got so sweet face. Like I just think he's a really funny guy. Good music. Like just love him. He's just grown. He's also grown up a lot. We've seen him grow over the years. But he was in his car and he basically was talking about like how a lot of his fan base are basically saying that then he needs to go back to the old DiggaD, and that, you know, like back to the trapping and the rapping about what he used to do back in the day and all this kind of stuff. And he's just like, nah, like, you know, like I'm trying to grow. Like you lot don't know when I go to sleep and I'm waking up in sweats because like I can hear like gunshots and the door slam in the jail and all this kind of stuff. Like I have PTSD. I've lost bare friends. Like I'm crying like and having all of this PTSD based on the fact that I've lost all of these people, and you lot think it's just banter music, and you don't want me to get back to the old me, get back to the old me. I don't want to go back to old me. I'm a grown ass man, and I'm moving forward. You see, DiggaD, that's what we're saying. Durk should have thought about this before he got where he is now. Do you know what I mean? So this man is just like, I'm trying to make on a straight and narrow, and this is the problem that a lot of these rappers have, and not even just a lot of rappers, even like friends. If you take it from a rapper thing and just take it down to like friendship, as men, we need not even men, but people in general. Peer pressure is a real thing, and you don't want to have your fans or your friends apply this pressure for you to end up doing something that can be so detrimental that you ruin your life and end up in jail. Do I believe that Lil Durk financed them to go and do that hit for King Von? Absolutely. But do I think it was his idea? Probably not. It's probably them being like, we need to go and run for, we got to ride for Von, we got to ride for Von, we got to ride for Von. He was like, okay, fine, I'll give you the money if you need to go do it. But now you're the scapegoat because you're the big fish, you're the big guy. And I think it's great that DiggaD at his age is basically being like, listen, I've done that, I've been it, I've lived it. It's not fantasy and jokes for me. This is real life, and I'm over it. I'm over it. I want to live a stress-free life. I want to, move on, and I want to enjoy my life without all this nonsense. I rate it so much. And then we also, you know what's so funny is after that was like a few days ago, then he just did a stream with Jordyn Lucas, who is on a phenomenal run, by the way. Jordyn, like, after Drake and all this stuff, she's there now with them. She was doing it with DiggaD. I think she's in Ibiza now with what's that, Kiwe, whatever that singer is, the one that's with Kalani, the English girl. And Dustin, oh my god, I'm terrible with these names. One thing about me, I will fuck up a name real quick. I'll fuck up a name. But she's not beefing with them. She's doing streams out there. Jordyn is having a phenomenal run. She's living her best life this fucking summer. I love it. She's fucking up. But her stream with DiggaD was so funny. They did karaoke together. He was teaching her how to whine. They were doing karaoke. It was so funny. He was like, listen, you're the type of girl that will laugh me out of my drawers. And that is the best compliment ever. If man ever said this to me, I'd be like, and do and can and will. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, love the stream with him and Jordyn. Love Jordyn Lucas, shout out to her, but also love DiggaD with this grown mindset. I need more men to adopt this mindset. Like, if you are a man and you're meant to be the leader of your household or leader of yourself, and you just think that you're an alpha male should not be able to be swayed by that of the level of pawns. You know what I mean? So don't let these people, friends, family, fans, any of them Fs, tell them to fuck them. Do you know what I mean? Like, knock you out of your position and end up doing something that'll be detrimental to you in the future. And I think DiggaD knows that. I love that he's even preaching that over socials. So I hope that other young boys will follow suit. And I wish like that Durk followed that. But news that I did not see coming is that Love Island Dejon and Meg are now boyfriend and girlfriend. So if you remember Meg and Dejon in Love Island, we hated them. We hated him. She was annoying, couldn't stand them. Absolutely. He last a few months ago came out and talked about his mental health, talked about breaking down, talking about like he didn't want to be in this world anymore, and really got a lot of backlash when he first came out of the villa, and assuming people still to this day don't like him based on that post. So we won't go too hard on it because I'm not really trying to come for anyone, but it's been recently reported that they are back together. He did a full little breakdown proposal of like the balloons, will you be my girlfriend type of vibe again. So they're back together, they're making it work, they're trying, happy spirits, happy life, happy wife, all of the things. So shout out to Dejon and Meg. I guess they're still doing this, and yeah, I wish them nothing but the best, I guess. So next, I feel like we're saying RIPs to a lot of people recently, but the queen, the icon, country icon herself, Dolly Parton, has passed away at the age of 80. Dolly Parton will forever be that girl. What a bad, okay? Not only was she a bad bitch, she sang down. Her music was amazing across genres. She wrote "I Will Always Love You" for Whitney Houston. Like the royalties that she got from that, she invested it into like this book library that to this day sends books to kids in the US. She was and forever will be that girl. This is the legacy of a queen. This is someone who didn't get racist, like poured love into every single body, like just a beauty. Loved her in Miss Congeniality when they thought it wasn't really her and they raced her, and she's like, why are you on top of me? Like, I love Dolly Parton. She was gorgeous. She sang down. I think she lived a beautiful, loving life. I remember she was talking about the fact that her husband lets her be like in the spotlight, and nobody needs to worry about him and what he's doing. He works, does his own thing, and like she can come home and just be his wife, and he loves her down. Yeah, she lived a long life. She lived a fabulous life. She was 8 years old. But this is a sad one. So yeah, R.I.P. to the queen, Dolly Parton. May you rest in eternal peace. that's it for today, guys. We don't have anything in Canada that I can think about that I want to talk about anyway. If you haven't been watching my recaps with Love Island, not Love Island, Love is Blind, then you can go on the channel and watch my Love is Blind recaps. Let me know what you guys think about these topics we've spoken about today and anything that we've spoken about in Love is Blind UK if you're watching. And I will see you guys next week with episode 31. Listen, we are on a roll, guys. The thing about it is with this, it's more about consistency. It's very important for me to be consistent. I want to do so much more, but at the same time, I'm trying to pace myself because your girl is working a full-time job. She's got a bunch of shit trying to go on, and it's like, you know, I'm really trying to like elevate this into more than what it is currently. To be honest, my main thing is the editing. If I can find someone who could do the clips for me, that would literally be a dream. So if you know anyone who clips stuff and ain't gonna cost me an arm and a leg, honey, that would be great. Holler at me. But yeah, make sure you subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers by February next year. So yeah, run it up. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.